Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. You're in Mythic rank standard best of 1 within the newest set, Dominaria United. Of course, we're playing Magic the Gathering Arena, and we have a brand new mono red deck to showcase, built around the Defiler of Instinct, Giant Fiery Negotiator. Holy Toledos. Did anyone even read these cards? I feel like we all forgot to and just went straight to mono black. So this deck is doing very, very well, competing in the current meta against the best decks and best players. You'll love to see. In the video, we're going to break down the deck list in depth, talk about the strategies, the synergies, so you can pilot this deck like an absolute expert. And then we'll showcase this again within our Mythic ranked gameplay footage, wrapping up with our final thoughts, deck review, and our beloved pack opening. We have just 3 Midnight Hunt packs to get through, and we are into the Dominaria cards, which were actually delivered this afternoon. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so to help support. And let's take a look at this brand new deck. All right, here we are. Mono Red Defiler is a 60 card standard best of 1 build with 2.4 average mana value. We have 16 creatures to our 20 non-creatures, so a really nice blend here between the two. 24 land in the build, although it would feel like we're running about 28. Some very entertaining draws for you today, but it actually works out in our favor, which is really, really nice. So the mana curve, again, is very light at 2.4. Nice amount of land there with the 2.4 as well. We have a little bit of ramp in the build through Chandra. Her +1 ability adds 1 red to our pool, and then actually will deal 1 damage to any target player or planeswalker, which is nice. So some consistent damage turn after turn, and then the ramp, which is really quite nice here within the deck as well to kind of push us over the edge. So that's fantastic. We also have, quasi ramp through the Defiler of Instinct. Now this is what I built the deck around. Absolutely loving this card. A 4/4 with first strike and is an additional cost to cast a red permanent spell. You may pay 2 life. Those spells will cost 1 red source less to cast, and if you paid life this way, this effect reduces only the amount of red mana, so not the generic mana, right? Whenever you cast a red permanent spell, the Defiler of Instinct will deal 1 damage to any target. Gulp. That is the key to the whole build. 1 damage to any target. We can remove things off the board, whether they be creatures or planeswalkers. We can go right to our opponent's face and literally melt them down quite quickly, which is really nice. Well, there's a few ways to ramp within the deck. Of course, the last being the Goblin that the Fable of the Mirrorbreaker will create. It's a 2/2, and whenever it attacks, you create that treasure. Again, a nice form of mana for us to utilize later on in the game. And if it survives, it can actually make multiple treasures turn after turn, which is really quite nice. So now that we've talked about all of the ramp, and we've introduced you to the Defiler of Instinct, well, how are we really making the most out of this within the deck? Well, secondly, we have Kessig Flame Breather. Now this is an unusual suspect, if you will, within the mono red deck, but you'll see. For 2 mana, as a 1/3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, the Flame Breather will deal 1 damage to each opponent. Alright, so the Defiler, whenever we're casting a red permanent in general, we get 1 damage, and then whenever said red permanent was also a non-creature spell, we're going to get an additional damage through the Flame Breather. Keep in mind, both the Flame Breather and the Defiler are non-legendaries. They can be stacked. They can also be copied with the reflection of Kiki Jiki. Pay 1, tap it, create a token that's a copy of another non-legendary creature you control, except it has haste, and sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So not only is this a massive 4/4 with first strike, which will have haste, but now that 1 damage whenever we're playing in on top of it, is doubled, which is fantastic. So they themselves non-legendary, plus they can be copied with Kiki. Fantastic. That's kind of the core of the build, right? And then we're just playing on top of those things. So first off, we have Kumano. This itself is a non-creature, red permanent, triggers the Breather, triggers the Defiler. You can cast it for 0, right? Pay life if you want, Chandra if you want. It itself will deal 1 damage to each planeswalker and each opponent. And then our next creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Finally, flip it and return it to the battlefield as a 2/2 with haste. And whenever a creature is dealt damage this turn by a source that we control, it would be sent to exile instead if it would die, right? So, Kumano is so good just by itself, but now we include it within a deck that revolves around it. yeah, we're off to the races here, right? Moving on from that, Chandra is a non-creature that will deal damage as well. Like triggering the Flame Breather, triggering the Defiler, the +1 ability, like we already mentioned. Boom, damage, damage, damage. We love that, right? Of course, we do have other red non-lands, or red permanents, I suppose, within the Hammerhand. This is really good, again, because it costs 0 if we have the Defiler out, and we can put it onto the Defiler. So now the Defiler is a 5/5 attacking that just dealt 1 damage when Hammerhand was played, and makes one of our opponent's creatures unable to block. So, you know, that 5/5 first strike damage is most likely going to get through, which is really nice. We can play the Phoenix Chicks, you know, of course, for 0 mana. They're going to deal 1 damage through the trigger, plus they have flying and haste, getting an additional damage in every single turn. It really does start to add up. You're lucky enough to play it on top of the Faceless. You know, it's going to be a 2/2, which is even better, and you can replay it from your grave for that +1/+1 counter if you're attacking with 2 more creatures for 2 mana, which is really good later on in the match as well if they do deal with it, but don't exile it. Fable, of course, triggers the Flame Breather, triggers the Defiler. It's really nice within the discard up to 2 and then draw that many. You know, getting rid of the lands, drawing some non-lands, right? And then hopefully, you know, we can get going with that. Speaking of value, Chandra can +1 exile the top card of your library. If it's red, you may cast it this turn, so, you know, everything that's not land. And then the same goes with Jaya. -1, exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them, and you may play that card this turn. So you can actually play lands with Jaya, which is really nice. And again, both of these exiling, kind of avoiding the current, you know, draw meta with Shoulder It, because now you're going around Shoulder It's trigger, which is really nice. Not losing any unneeded life, as we want to losing it in our own way, right? We want to pay life, not be forced to just lose it through draw. Speaking of, you know, this value-based component of the deck, through exile, Reckless Impulse. For 2 mana, sorcery speed, exiling the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. It's nice because it's not just till the end of that turn, it's until the end of your next turn, right? So a good way to generate value within the build. Of course, we can recast it through Bloodthirsty Adversary if we pay 3 additional mana when it enters play. It's a 2/2 with haste, and when it enters the battlefield, again, we can play 3 any number of times to put that many +1/+1 counters on it, and then we can also cast that many instant and or sorceries from our graveyard with mana value 3 or less. So, you know, it's 2 mana, 3 extras 5, an additional 3 would be 8 if you happen to get there. Not just the Reckless Impulse, though, from the grave, but we also have the Lightning Strike, so some removal in the build here as well. Now we shift away from that value component. 2 mana, instant speed, 3 damage to any target. Of course, we pair that with Rending Flame for 3 mana at instant speed as well, dealing 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent is a spirit, we'll deal 2 damage to that permanent's controller as well. Really just we're looking for the 5 damage here at instant speed. You know, it can melt Shieldred, it can melt, you know, any of the annoying planeswalkers that you happen to run into right now. Typically, I'll prioritize this for Shieldred, just really save on to it. You know, it's relatively hard to get 5 damage output within the deck, so it's nice to hold it within 1 card. And we don't want to lose all of our Defiler triggers, you know, trying to keep up with our opponent's creatures, right? We just really want to send these face if we can. Maybe pick up some spares along the side that are, you know, like a 2/1 or something, right? That's really easy to remove. All right, so that's not it. I was mentioning the value component of the deck before we got into the removal, which we have now covered, but back to the value here. The Heretic Praetor for 5, 4/4 haste at the beginning of your upkeep. Exile a card from your library. You may play it until the end of this turn. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, they do the same thing, except they don't get it, right? So I guess, yeah, I'll just read it. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. The next time they would draw a card this turn, instead they exile the top card of their library. They may play it this turn. So how this plays out is you exile the top of your library at the beginning of your upstep, and then you draw a card, right? So you're getting basically 2 cards off the top of your library while the Praetor's in play. Your opponent, instead of drawing, will now exile instead, and if they don't play it this turn, it goes to exile. So it forces them to play the card that they just drew. They can't accumulate a hand and build a hand up. It also, like we said, the exile is going to avoid those Shielder triggers, which we love. Right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We have also within the build the Crucible of Defiance. That's our last card. Fantastic. We can channel it for 4, creating the 2/1/1s with haste. You know, at the end of the day, we don't mind this. And it's actually really quite cool with Jaya, her -2 ability. Choose target creature an opponent controls, and whenever you attack this turn, Jaya deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures that you control to that creature, which is fantastic. So, you know, on the note of removal, Jaya herself does have that -2 ability, which I love because we have a lot of creatures. It's not uncommon to be attacking with 3 or 4 creatures, and you know, this makes Jaya's - ability really nice, as it will remove that creature before it's declared as a blocker, keeping those attack lanes open. We also can create the 1/1 Monk with Prowess for a +1. We talked about the exiling the top 2, playing one of them. Talked now about the removal through the -2. And now the -8, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a red instant or sorcery spell, copy it twice, and you may choose new targets for the copy. This isn't super important for us, right? We don't have a lot of instant and sorcery spells in the deck. What we do like here is the fact that it is a non-creature spell that creates a creature and remains in play itself to create creatures turn after turn. We can also grab, you know, value through the exile. We can remove, right? So the first 3 abilities present enough value to run Jaya in the deck, in my opinion. Chandra will have a -7. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast red spells from among them this turn. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a red spell. This emblem deals X damage to any target, where X is the amount of mana spent on that spell. Ridiculous. This is going to win you games. I don't think I've ever seen someone lose a game with this emblem out. You know, all of our mana value is now turned into direct damage. Of course, that direct damage is, you know, paired with the spell itself. Of course, you know, Lightning Strike deals 3 plus the mana value of 2 for a total of 5. And, you know, that happens to stack also with the Defilers, Flame Breathers, and all of the non-spells there as well, right? So a lot of fun with the deck. I am, you know, over the moon with this build, having good luck within the meta. It's original, it's fun, and just I love mono red so much. So it's kind of nice to take it into a little bit more of a mid-range combo build rather than just like, this is my mono red aggro deck. It has creatures with haste. Don't get me wrong, we still use a lot of haste creatures, but it's the damage, the triggers that I really like that get me excited. So I hope you enjoy the build. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed today's deck tech. Reminder, after the gameplay footage, we're going to tear open to one of our final Midnight Hunt packs, which is super exciting. Well, let's play some Magic. Going first with what appears to be a decently placed hand. Getting some damage in here. The Thirsty's a little bit bigger, and then it creates its own 2/2, all for 1 mana. You're still sleeping on it. Oh no, fantastic. Barn Tower Stick, dude. Harvester in play, very good. Blood token go. Form. Go all in. They'll block. But that's still 4 unmitigated damage to 11. Really? Taking 5 instead. They really don't like the exile that Kimono provides. Try and get our 4th land for Jaya. Ah! Pay 2 for that. Take a swing to 6. We have removal. Kimono flips here. That's 4. This should help. Alrighty. There's no haste, but it's good, it's good, it's good.
You're no match for my students.
Power of 4 lands. Right? Oh, that might actually be very bad for us. Okay. At the end of the world. Still lethal, I think. Could do this as well for land. And that gives us a haste attacker.
I improvise better than most
You serious,
people
dude?
plan.
I think we still just have lethal, but... You never know with this deck. It just gains life with no mana, stuff like that. Just they do whatever they want. Oakley dokley, opponent goes first. Let's keep land hand and pray that we get to 3. Hooray, Junior. But we will. I mean, worst case, right? I'm on a black deck. Crazy. Still shot. Counterspell coming up. You bounce from full. Tappity toopity. Hold on, find out. Buckle up your bootstraps, Billy. Free. Can we get that 3rd land? Can we go big? You know? Can we go hoorah? Full interaction before we impulse. Well, if we impulse and get a land. I don't know what the holdup is here. Yes, our opponent is really thinking about whether or not they let that flip. Yeah, let's impulse. They can counter it, and if they counter it, they're taking 5. They don't. This allows us to Phoenix check. Lightning Strike on tap. Get for 6, down to 12. Field wipe incoming. We need a 4th land off the top, Chandra into Lightning Strike. Interesting.
Oh, I've never crashed a wedding like this before.
11.
Aw, you're looking a little
8.
singed.
So that remains phased out on their turn if they do have a field wipe. So that's kind of a weird play. Let's see. Right, if there were a field wipe here, the Bloodthirsty would survive. Chandra up, we play Urabrask for 4 haste attack. Going first, hand looks okay. A little slow, but let's take it for what it is. Might top deck a creature equalize, but if not, the Lightning Strike's really not the worst. Bet I take it. You betcha, bud. Chandra can push into Defiler. Hit the land. Let's hit for 2. Pull the interaction, perfect. So we know it's not a spell pierce now. That's why we attack first. Now we're safe to Chandra. Plus
Go ahead.
damage, mana, Kumano damage.
Watch me heat up the dance floor.
And then Chandra mana, Defiler. Looking for, I guess, a hammer hand off the top. Gazing it up. Filling the graveyard with instants and sorceries for the Jin. Still worried about counter magic. Well, not really anymore. Unless they've not played a land. They have.
Give a toast.
Defiler in play first, and then this will deal damage. Oh. Poked. I get it. Makes sense to me. I mean, it's their next turn. Unless they have counter magic. Oh, the terror is good. The plot thickens. Bouncing my Chandra. It's Jin time, baby. Let's go. Interesting.
Aw, you're looking a little singed.
Down to 11, no attacks. This does get very, very interesting. We can first strike through the terror. Maybe, we'll see. One card in hand. Hitting it for 9. Dang, dude. Chandra's absolute bunzo. Mono flips. 9 ourselves. Will be 10. So close. What do we top deck, right? But maybe defend. I don't know. Interesting. Ay caramba, dude. They have a march in hand to take the win? Question mark. Question mark. That would be interesting. Going big, dude. This leaves their graveyard, actually reducing its hit, but they can fill it. I'm out equal. Hands, right? Do they do the next as well? Reduces the amount they can march, only for 1. We can play this for 2. Leaves us 2. We make a 3rd, that's not enough. I'm wondering if we... probably need removal. Because they might hit us for 11, right? A land.
Who needs a plan? Just improvise.
That's great. That's just great. Right, this is a close match, dude. They have a phase ability, or the ability to hit for 11. You have to get really lucky with the gaze, because this reduces, right? But they also get to put 3 in, could be net gain of 2, which is 11. They have a card in hand, plus they draw. Be bad. Could be bad, Doogie. Chandra, let us down on that plus. Yet another land. swing in for fun. They have a shore up or something. We lose our Defiler. Interesting. That must be it, right? Phase ability, possibility. Oh. Interesting. I think we're still dead, right? Let's see how this gaze pans out for them. That chin is big, dude. I plus genre in the hopes of finding a rending flame. Didn't pan out. Gaze it. Down to 8. 3 lands. And, oh, there's 2. Go up to 10. All they need is 1 spell. Do they have it? Could be 2 lands. We don't know. Unlikely. Right? Pretty unlikely. All they need is a spell. Chances are they have it. No? Force them to have it. They... Oh, wow. What a match. That was so close. Dang, dude. Wow. Okay. It's become apparent that this is really about beating the shuffler. Keeping working to the Defiler. It's going to need Chandra to survive on 3. Your deck could be good. Probably just burn this, right? Pull the counter magic now. It's been later. Is whoop. They're going to be more of that. Wow, relative turn, but.
Don't think a fancy dress means I didn't come here. You're lucky
For
this
3?
is a warning shot.
Ooh-wee, they are ramping, dude. 5 lines in play already. Be like the Sphinx. Line, push up, Chandra.
Aw, you're looking a little singed.
Defiler in play, counter magic open for them. Still just got it. Okay. Again for 2. 12. 5 lands. Drop to 6, even potentially 7 and hit here. The Luigi. Mario and Luigi. Interesting. Chandra up.
Give a toast.
Flame breather out.
I'd love to.
Hit for 2. 9. Take them to 8. Fable. Give the flame breather. It's bounced. They scry 1. Damage still goes through. It's on the stat. Gobbo. 7th land. 6. Never mind. Sing their Stomper. Now we've got a game. Right to the bottom. Replay the 7 land. It can block. Okay. Limit 0. LOL. Thunder up. 7. Either out.
You're lucky this is a warning shot.
Peeky out. On the 6. Oh. Brutal, dude. Hit for 2, down to 4. And finally, down to 2. With Flame Breather and Demonic. Life, lethal in hand. Never mind. Jesus Christ. Well, we still have lethal. Alright, we block the Stomper. Take the emblem. The article.
No, why?
Lands again, right?
I don't
Know
believe
that.
in too much.
Okay.
So, brace yourself.
Going to do 3, 4, 5. Let's play Chandra. Deal 3 damage. Easy lethal. Plus Chandra up again.
Won't stop fighting
On to
till
3.
you are safe again.
Then we
Watch me
take
heat up the
a
dance
little extra
floor.
on off the top, right? Damn. A little worried when they played the Titan there. On the slow. Take it to go. This land will not stop. I gotta just stop talking about it, you know what I mean? I'm just attracting more, you know... What land? Let's focus on mono black. That'll be good for us. That'll be good for our mental state, yeah? Get a doogie. No Bankbuster. Liliana, question mark? Don't you dare do that to me. We wait till Kumano flips before we attack, we can get the exile on it. I'm going in. Interesting. Say goodbye to your doggies. All dogs go to exile. Right, that's how that saying goes. I'm sure of it. Need an instant pending claim to recast. Perfecto, dude. One shielded coming up. Hello, Shieldred. Welcome. Nice to see you. Oh, dude, get dunked on. You don't think I'm gonna do it? You don't think I'm not gonna throw these lands away? Not worried, bro. Better crew it up. It's leaving. Stops me from attacking in a nice fashion, but we still go for it, right? Oh, no. They're killing my Shieldred after it already had done 6 damage to them. Running Flame again from the grave. Screw it up, dude. It's land Mythic for 3, I lose my goddamn mind. Or we're hitting for 5. Down to 8. Let's see. I want to see the Mythic dude beat me. I want to see it, daddy. Interesting.
Out of my way. You fight for me now.
Can take that to the bank.
Without me, we're all doomed.
This is where things get really weird, dude.
Things are getting heated, and I'm here to make it blazing.
Could have actually killed the vampire. Don't know what I was thinking. Should have Jaya minus on the vampire. You fool. Okay, deep breaths. My bad, chat. -1's better than -2 from the hit. Well, we plussed for a creature, so we get that value, and it was the -1 and after the plus and -2. Still net neutral. The same. But we could have got rid of their creature, which is good. And their life gain, which is good. Okay. Nothing really in there. They hit Jaya for 2? No. Crush the life gain.
Ha! Got you!
Impulse on the prowess. Land out, Defiler in. Oops. I forgot we Jayed. We were gonna attack with all 3. Ah, I forgot. I'm playing this really bad. My eyes lit up when we just got that Defiler, dude. It is what it is, man. Fuck my life. Great deck builder, mediocre pilot. Welcome to the channel. Right, immediately use your minus, and then... They thought we were juking them because they didn't block with the life gain. They didn't want to lose it, right? We still kind of interrupted that, but... LOL. I love a deck where you can misplay really aggressively and still come out on top. That's a good sign of and I feel like that's why my decks are so good, is because I've got to make up for that. It's like a handicap almost. I mean, deck has extra, you know, you're swinging from the ladies' tees. The blue box. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's alive, right?
Well,
That's
aren't you precocious?
promising. Oh, just don't worry, we do not care.
I am vengeance, bloody and righteous.
It's weird. Good.
You
I guess home, Jaya.
deal with this annoyance.
Like, it. Tapped out. Unless they play a land. So they must have. Copy the Defiler.
Nice work.
Big money, big money, big money. No lands, no lands, no
I'll be
lands.
fine. Embrace the heat of the moment.
3 damage here. And it just kind of goes on like that. We have another 3 damage from Kiki, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Going first with 15 lands in our opening hand seems healthy. No 1-drop, no 2-drop. But I risk it for the biscuit. How we test the deck. What's it play like? Don't play really good. It's still good? Good enough. Back down, coming up. The Reskies, goodbye, Kiki. They might take Jaya, though. Uh-oh, they have another. They're coming back later. Coming back for her later, dude, huh? Hit for 1. Let's go. Those are the big damage points, dude. Alright, 3 out. Oh, Liliana of the You Lose. Aha. Alright, can we get some haste off the top, please?
I've always
You.
flames roar. With a little focus. You're no
Gaia
match for
plus
my
keys.
students.
Yeah, okay. My
Drop
pleasure.
it.
Under Doogie for themselves. Do they blitz her in? Yeah. They do, Doogie. Yeah, no blocks, dude.
Learn to throw a
It's
punch,
good.
kid.
Don't worry about it. Good. We need to trigger our fucking prowess here, dude.
Wisdom kindles the heart.
I mean, this triggers it. Not the way we wanted to, but whatever.
I came to talk, but if you'd rather fight, bring it on. Get out there and blaze a path.
Alright, we're ready for our first meat hook, Dad.
With friends.
Typically, we want this Defiler in a lot earlier, but we've got our backs against the wall. Oh, Invoke Despair. Jeez. Original. Keep the land in hand to discard. There's another Invoke, right? So they have to cast Sorin this turn or they lose it. Shouldn't be hard. We can kill this for 2 and then cast it. And or they just cast it because they don't want to lose value from the draw. Not a bad play. Our hand's empty at this point. They've probably got the win. Good for you. I don't know what is up with these plans, man. I have no idea. I've been bricking so hard, and then just today, you know, like, even this morning I felt like I couldn't draw my 3rd land, and, you know, As soon as we go to record this bad boy, it's just like land, 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 land. Every game I'm pulling lands, dude. You lose 3 life there for a meat hook. I mean, what else would it be? Gain 2 of it back, right? Poodle! Good one, dude.
Don't think a fancy dress means who needs
Nice.
a plan. Just
Too bad it doesn't have haste. And Chandra's just gonna sack it. Not great. They pull our Urabrask on us. Good for them. That's my creature, dude. Get out of here. And then they Lily, sack. Lots of land. Lily, sack our Defiler, kill Shandi, right? Soren. The end of the world. Definitely not good.
Vampire, you fight for me now.
Oh, look, another land. Jeez Louise, dude.
Come on, Chandra. Think of something good.
Yes. I'm most certain I just need a land rod. Another land coming right up.
Go ahead, fight me as hard as you can. Cause I'm real stubborn. So I'm a little hot-headed. So what?
Get out of my way!
Forces the block. Most likely with Urabrask, so they keep the life gain. Right, I think that life gain is more important than anything. Or, I mean, we're close. I don't really foresee us coming back from this at all, but, you know, try our best. On to 2 on Shandi.
Ooh, payback's gonna be spicy.
Thorn. Oh, Shandi's dead. Ouch.
Wow, not even a gift bag.
Thorn with the Plusaroni. Lose 5 life, dude. They leave it. They can't afford to pay
Blood
for
for
Shieldred.
knowledge.
Or to invoke despair. Oh! I think killing Soren is still worth it at this point, even though we could take them to 3. They'd gain life. Or, oh no, they... Regardless,
Things have not gone my way.
keep that land in hand to discard if we need it. We don't need more mana. This gets blitzed. I find interesting. Fucking 6, 8 damage here. Thank you, though. Oh, Doxilus coming in hot, dude. They're gonna be gaining life here. Hey, that is good. Good for them.
Oh, I have
Discard.
a job for you. Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
Not good. We can do it now because it's not entered the field. And it just gets exiled anyways. Go for it. Devil again.
Go so
8 up to 10. They're getting the mid-range on us. We kind of ran out of...
Pleasure doing
Again with the land, though.
business with you.
Oh, and in spare. That game? Really? Me and Liliana, Doug, and Trespasser. It's all the same. Good game, though. I guess, right? Used 6 turns ago, dude. Still, we run out of juke. Not survive.
Weak.
I guess we should have picked off the Obnixilos. The life gain flying. We can't block though. Either. No matter what we do here, we're fucked. Good game. Okali dokali. What do we think of the deck? Not too bad, eh? Performs pretty well. And even, you know, when we do lose, we had fairly good matches, right? It doesn't just fold like a lot of the other mono red decks do if something bad happens. I think that we could begin to balance the build a little bit differently. Honestly, I wouldn't mind trimming Lightning Strike altogether, adding a 3rd Rending Flame, maybe a 3rd Reckless Impulse. It seems to be decent. You know, Bloodthirsty Adversary, as cool as that is as well, maybe could go down to 2. You know, just to increase the amount of interaction that we do have within our opponent. I love the Rending Flame. I really wish we had access to like a Lava Coil, something like this. Flirting with the Elder Dragon War a little bit for the removal, and kind of also thinking about the Moonveil Regent, which I do love, but it's a draw, and you know, we decided to not use the draw and go with Exile and play from Exile instead, and I do think that that's performing really well. Like Impulse, Chandra, Jaya, and Urabrask all helping us, you know, accomplish that goal. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the deck. Let's rip into this freaking pack, Randy. Beebity boop bop. Okay. This is our 3rd last pack. Let's see if we can get into it. I know these Midnight Hunt packs are like a bag of chips. There's a lot of air in it in comparison to some of the other packs I've had. It's a little bit different to open, but we get in there. We get in there, kids. Don't worry. Arlen, the Moon's Fury. So this is a Planeswalker art card. I love. It's the back side, the transformed version. You can actually add mana, which is pretty cool. Or it becomes like a 5/5 with Indestructible and Trample. Right? Groovy. And then we have our full art planes. That is a keeper as well. Path to the Festival. I actually don't mind that card. That's a good ramp. No Way Out. The Farmer is trash. Wilds is trash. Ritual of Hope is garbage. Guards Call, kind of a cool budget card. The Witch is no buenos. Infiltrator. A Liberator. Okay, this is a keeper. Not a super expensive card, but the Voldaran Scion. Fantastic draw engine. You know, full removal. A 2nd rare. Unnatural Growth. This is I like this in mono green. Like, this is a fantastic card right now. And then, lucky enough for a list card as well, is Shivian Harvest for 2 mana. Come here. Focus. Focus. Oh, look at that art, dude. That's biblical. Enchantment. Pay 2, sacrifice a creature, destroy target non-basic land. Interesting. So this is actually really good because you can be sacking creatures to rip their lands apart over and over. Oh, don't tell Strider. Don't tell Strider, Chad. That's a cool pack. That is not too shabby at all, right? We start out with the Planeswalker art, which we love. Voldaran Scion up next. Going the wrong way. Nope. I'm just blind. This is in the back. Yes. The camera's mirrored. Planeswalker, Plains, Scion, Natural Growth. Queen Harvest. Beautiful. Sick pack. We have 2 more. Guaranteed there's a meat hook in here. Guaranteed without doubt. If there's not, I want a full refund. Oh no, it's so sad. Where's my meat hook, dude? We didn't get a Wandering Emperor out of the Neon Dynasty packs. We're done with those. And like I said, the Dominarian packs just arrived in the mail. I have to go pick them up still, so we'll be moving on to those shortly. And hopefully we get some good pulls there as well. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help support. The watch time is the most important. So if you have spare time, open up a browser, leave a tab open, play a playlist, Dougie. Really does help support the channel and boost my exposure throughout the YouTube verse. Cheers. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.